One of my favourite things about buying and selling guitars are the stories that go along with the guitars that we buy and sell. For example, at our most recent show, we sold a man a vintage Echo acoustic guitar that he bought off us because he spotted it, because it was a guitar he remembers having in his family home growing up. It was something that he wanted to own again. And I love the full circle nature of that story. So therefore, I wanted to make a video of my own talking about the guitar that kind of shaped me and where I am today. So this is my story about my 1986 made in Japan Fender Precision Bass. So growing up, my favourite band member was pretty much always the bass player. I think often by mistake rather than because I knew they were the bass player. Like early on, my favourite band member of Sum 41 was Cone, and of Blink-182 it was Mark Hoppus. Now, I'm talking when I was like 11 or 12, so I think I just picked the members I liked the most. But I think later on in life, when I kind of got back into guitar in my mid to late teens, I still had that affinity with wanting to be a bass player. But the only guitars I had access to were the guitars that belonged to my dad. My dad had a F310 slight thing, and I can't remember what it was, but it's the kind of Yamaha guitar that pretty much everybody had knocking around their house. And that's the guitar I mostly used. And as I kind of got into the world of wanting to join bands, I often wanted to be the bass player, and I would often play the rhythm guitar because a lot of my friends were a lot better at guitar than me. And therefore the evolution seemed to be that I wanted to play the bass guitar. So that's what I did. I asked my parents for a bass guitar, but like a lot of parents out there, my parents didn't want to spend the money straight away in case it was a passing fancy and it was then something that I put to one side and let gather dust. So a bit further down the line, my mum is helping out at a local charity auction, and one of the things listed is a Fender bass. Now, like most people on earth, my parents have heard of Fender but didn't really know what it means, so they knew that would be a good bass guitar to start with without really knowing what it was. But they said to me, obviously, being a charity auction, it could get out of hand and therefore it wouldn't be bought for me. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't at this charity auction, but my mum and sister love to tell this story. So they're at the charity auction and they get round to the bass. Now, my sister is about 10, 11 at the time, and she knows I really want it. So she's really excited to bid on it. So the auctioneer starts and says £40. Now my sister is buzzing to bid, but my mum says, let's just wait, let's just see how it goes. So they wait and they wait and they wait, and it just stays at 40. So in the end, my sister can't take it anymore and she shouts out £40. So now in the room it's £40 and the auctioneer goes to £50, but there's nothing. And that's how it stays. So therefore later that day, my mum and my sister get home, and there is this Fender Precision Bass. Now at the time I didn't have the knowledge I have now about Japanese made. A bass guitar was a bass guitar to me. So this meant I needed to get it restrung. So to get it restrung, I went down to my local music shop and met a man named Keith who helped me restring it. And that started my relationship with the local music shop that I would then go on to work for the next 15 years. In fact, I'm still working there now while I'm trying to build this business. And all of that wouldn't have happened without that Fender Precision Bass, which I still own. I have gigged it for well over a decade, and it now shows the signs. In fact, the picture that I have used for the thumbnail is a picture of me playing it at a gig back in about 2011, maybe 2012. And it is my favourite guitar. It is the first one I would rescue in a fire. If you get that if you had to go back for one thing, that is what I would go back for. And I just think the serendipity of that guitar being available at that auction, and kind of without it, I probably wouldn't have joined the bands, I wouldn't have had the career I've had, and I probably wouldn't be here trying to sell you and other people used and British made guitars. So if you want to know more about my business, please head over to my website, feelgoodguitars.co.uk. And if you want to see more videos, I'm hoping to make lots more. So please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.